Who are your mentors? I'm going to briefly tell you the difference between a coach and a mentor. Then I'm going to tell you about my mentors. And finally, I'm going to tell you what impact those mentors had on my life. A coach is task-driven. For example, there may be a Toastmaster that's established. He's been in the program for a while, but he wants to work on his gestures. So you could coach that Toastmaster with his gestures for maybe 2, 3, 4 speeches, maybe 6 months, until he felt comfortable with his gestures. That's a coach. A mentor is relationship-based. And for example, and this is a long-term project. So for example, a new Toastmaster could come in, and you could mentor that new Toastmaster throughout their progress as a speaker. You might start with the organization of the speech, work on vocal variety, work on gestures, work on stage presence, and continue. It could go for years as a mentor. My grandma has been gone for 34 years. You don't have to, your mentor does not have to be present. She was my grammarian mentor. And when I hear people speak incorrectly, grammatically, I can still hear my grandmother's criticism. Another type of mentor can be an author. You may have a bookcase of mentors. For example, Susie Orman could be your financial mentor. When you run into a financial question, you could pull that book out and find an answer from somebody that you respect. I have several author mentors that I really appreciate. The author of this book, T. Colin Campbell, The China Study. In the 1980s, Campbell had an opportunity to do a study in China with the Chinese. They went into 65 different provinces where the population was stable. In other words, generation after generation would grow up in the same area and eat the same foods. And what they found was that the populations that didn't eat meat, eggs, and dairy didn't have disease. Their cholesterol was all below 150. They had no cancer, no heart disease, no Alzheimer's, no diabetes, no obesity. Their protein intake was between 6 and 10% of their daily calories. Not this huge amount of protein that we've been told that we need every day. Another mentor, Esselstyn. He was a heart surgeon for 11 years, and he realized he wasn't really helping his patients. He was just patching them up, and they would be back. So he did an experiment with 18 severe heart disease patients. In the 8 years leading up to his intervention, these 18 patients had had 49 coronary episodes, including heart attacks, angioplasty, bypass surgeries. Esselstyn put these patients on a special program. And keep in mind, these patients were basically on their deathbed. Some of them couldn't be operated on anymore because they'd been operated on so many times. Some of them couldn't be operated on because they had other medical complications. He put them on a plant-based, whole food lifestyle. I call it a lifestyle rather than a diet because they weren't trying to lose weight. They weren't going to be on this diet for 6 months. It was a lifestyle. And these patients that would have been dead within a year, 26 years later, 5 of them died for other causes. Pretty powerful stuff. Michael Greger, my mentor. The title of my speech today. How Not to Die from Chronic Diseases. The first half of the book, he talks about how not to die from heart disease, how not to die from cancer, how not to die from Alzheimer's, how not to die from diabetes, from brain diseases, from iatrogenic causes. And this book from here back is all references. It's all medical, nutritional literature that he goes and looks at. So he doesn't make any statement without referring to the literature. It's pretty powerful stuff. The second half of the book, he talks about what you should be eating. So what impact do my mentors have on me? It's completely changed my life. 10 years ago, my cholesterol was high. My dad's had coronary artery disease for 27 years. My doctor said, it's hereditary. You're going to have coronary artery disease for the rest of your life. Here's some statin drugs. Go take these for the rest of your life. My wife and I went to a plant-based whole food, meaning minimally processed, things that grow out of the ground, no added sugar, oils, or salts, and my cholesterol is now below 150. Based on my mentors and what I've learned from them, I have absolutely no concerns about a heart attack, no concerns about getting cancer, diabetes, obesity, Alzheimer's, iatrogenic death. It's had a huge, profound effect. These are my 3 best mentors, and this is my favorite mentor. Who are your mentors? Madam Toastmaster?